Hey, concealed carriers, Josh from concealcarry.com. We're here at Trailblazer Firearms in beautiful Fletcher, North Carolina. We're here with Aaron, the owner of the company, and he is going to walk us through the evolution of his Lifecard. So go ahead, Aaron, show us what you got.
Sure. So it's going on 9 years ago now when I first conceived of this idea of a folding credit card sized single shot pistol. And when I started sketching it out, I literally took a hotel room key, which is the size of a credit card, and I used that as a template, and I started sketching. After I worked out some of my sketches, I built a wooden folding model that is the same size as what we ultimately ended up with in production. So it's not very functional, but it is the same size, and it helped me determine that this would work and that it felt right. So that was the first prototype, if you will. The second prototype is this guy that was more of a survival theme with a folding pocket knife blade. You store a fire starter in the barrel. You got room for your extra ammo. This one fired one time and I put it away, but it kind of proved once and for all that it could be done to me. And from there, we refined the design significantly. This is a very early version, serial number 1. This is the one that went to the ATF to get approval, or classification, I should say, as a pistol and not an AOW. And that is based solely on the fact that the gun has a handle. I guess it's based on two things: that it has a handle when it's in the firing condition. When it's folded up, it can't be made to fire. Doesn't look like a gun like this, but it's basically inert when it's this way. This early example had push button latches for the handle and for the barrel. And we determined, for a lot of reasons, but primarily for safety reasons, that that wasn't a good way to make the latches. So we switched to a sliding latch mechanism. And this is one of our pre-production samples that was almost like we wanted it. Certainly fires and functions well. Still needed just a few little tweaks. And from there we moved into, this is the first production Lifecard that rolled off of our line. There it is. It's actually still marked Asheville, North Carolina. That's before we had a change of address. And all the production guns after that were marked Fletcher, where we are now. That was about 20 months ago, 18 months ago, when we went into production in mid-2017. And initially we built only 22 long rifle versions for simplicity, but the demand came quickly for 22 Magnum, and we planned ahead for convertibility between calibers so that it's simple. You just remove this one shoulder screw and you can convert between calibers. We sell conversion barrels, and those are available on our website, trailblazerfirearms.com. The rest of these that we have here are basically just color variations or material variations. This one is a electroless nickel plated. We've not put these in production, but something we tried. Here I have a solid brass version. It's quite heavy. We substituted brass for all the aluminum parts, and then gold PVD coated the steel parts. So very attractive, but not practical for production. Couple of other ones, some different anodized colors. We've played around a little bit and had lots of requests for a threaded barrel version. That's still in the works. Don't know for sure when that would come out, but it is quite a lot of fun to shoot these suppressed, especially since there's not a lot of noise from the action. We do offer custom Cerakote options, different, the sky's the limit really. This little gun is kind of a blank canvas as it comes. It has pretty flat surfaces, so a lot of people customize them. We have begun offering some production somewhat custom, but in production colors. So some of those we've got out recently. Burnt bronze, just started shipping a few of those within the last 2 weeks. And robin's egg blue, we've also got some of those that have just started shipping. In the past, I don't think I have any samples here, but we've done some patriotic themes. We have a We the People Lifecard that has the We the People in the traditional font from 200 years ago and kind of a flag theme. And then we've also done kind of a battle-worn American flag edition as well. And those are available at a few distributors. Okay, so we recently got into a little bit of trouble with American Express because we were trying to demonstrate the size of our gun is the same size as a credit card in profile. It was designed to be that way, so it really is the same size.
That's amazing.
Just a little thicker. And our MSRP is $399. Oh, there's one more thing that I was going to show you. Got my handy Altoids tin. But it does fit right in there with room to spare. As far as I know, it's the only gun that will fit inside an Altoids tin.
Can you show us a little bit about the manufacturing?
Sure, let's step out onto the shop floor.
All right, sounds good. I'll follow you.
So this is our Cnc Mill line here. We've got 3 dedicated machines that run Lifecard parts. I'll take you through these. Here on the left, we have a barrel. We have the barrel operation. And then the other 2 machines, the serialized portion, the frame, is mostly run on that one and dedicated on that one. And then the 3rd machine goes between the handle and the little side plates, the remaining aluminum parts. So right here's the barrel. Here are some 22 Magnum barrels that have just come off the machine. From here, they'll get packed up and they'll go out to be black nitrided. This is, since our parts are small, they lend themselves well to being run on these small machines. But we're utilizing a 4th axis here for the barrel and a little fixture setup, 2-sided fixture. So we get 2 finished barrels every time the machine runs a cycle. We'll step over here and I'll show you the serialized part. So here's a block of 6061 aluminum that's been sawn to length. That's what becomes the receiver or the frame, the serialized portion. In this machine, we've got 5 positions. So that block goes in, and in this first position, most of the features for the firing mechanism, the trigger pivot, the mainspring hole, the pivot, and the latches are made in that first position. That part's flipped over, face off the other side. Then we turn it up. We cut the sight groove on the top. Turn it over, we engrave our company name and city state per ATF regulations and square off one little radius, and then we turn it up on its end and put one more screw hole for inserting a spring, and then it comes off and it's finished. And then next door, right here, this machine runs several different parts, but right now we're running the handle, so that starts out as a block, again, a billet of aluminum. And in the first operation, most of the features are cut into it. You've got the storage pocket for the extra rounds of ammo, the pivot and latch mechanism, and then when it'll get flipped over face, turned up. We'll cut the pocket in here for the trigger, and that's what allows the gun to be folded up and carried safely with a round in the chamber. So we've moved over to our assembly area. This is where our life cards are assembled. We have a couple of stations here. We have a couple people working at a time. The gun is very simple in terms of its part count and its operation. There are no frills, but it's reliable and it's precision machined, so it fits together nicely. But here are the 10 components that go into the gun, plus springs and fasteners. Right there, here's your serialized component, barrel, striker, trigger, your 2 latch lock tabs, the lower half, the handle, the storage cover, and then you have little side plates that pack it all up and seal it off, and that's it. Takes about 4 minutes to put one together.
Do you have any we can shoot?
I do. We have guns that were assembled today. Let's step back in our shipping room.
Awesome.
Yeah, here we are. So these were put together today and they need to be test fired. So I'm glad you're here, Josh.
Awesome, let's get to it.
We're down here at the range and we're gonna test fire, show drawing from concealment with a couple of different options that we offer for carrying our life card. And I'll show the operation and impacts downrange, hopefully. So I'm demonstrating drawing from my appendix inside the waist holster that we make for the life card. Carry it chambered, it's muzzle down, and it's oriented, so I know when I pull it out, I have to slide one latch to open it, lock it, and then I charge it, and it's ready to go. So here we go. Same way, you can just slide it in a pocket, just like that, and the draw is just the same. The gun is single action, so it does require a manual charging, pulling back on this on the striker. So in this condition, the trigger won't pull. It's actually in a half-cocked condition, so it's safe. That's the only way that it'll fold up. When the handle's folded and locked around the trigger, the gun cannot be charged. The firing pin, the striker can't go forward. It's been drop tested, it's perfectly safe. So it's fine to carry it chambered, that's the idea. And then it just requires sliding the latch on the handle, open that to its full travel, and then charging. Quick snap on the striker, and then pull the trigger.
So this one's chambered in 22 WMR, correct?
This is 22 Magnum Single-Shot, and then on the handle we have room for 3 extra cartridges.
So it's good for kind of like a backup gun, or
Sure.
It's not your primary conceal.
Yeah, it was never meant to be a primary concealed carry or self-defense gun, but a backup certainly, or for the times when it's just not practical to carry a full-size gun.
Yeah, that makes sense. And hey, 22 still put a hurt on somebody, and especially 22 Magnum. I mean, that sucker's moving. So
Sure.
So I'm gonna put some lead through this thing real quick. I've been shooting it so far. I've missed a whole bunch. It's all right though. It's a little different from what I'm used to, but I gotta say it's quite a bit of fun. No idea where that landed. So anyway, I've missed a whole lot, and that's okay because it's interesting. It's nothing like I've ever shot before.